As I stated earlier, the Marion County Sheriff's Office received a call from the uncle of Mr. Beese, who had been in communication with Mr. Beese's mother, Heather Beese, regarding some information that she had discovered in Mr. Beese's room. Specifically mentioned during her report to the Marion County Sheriff's Office were index cards that had messages about travel to Sudan. She saw online messages that mentioned ISIS, referred to ISIS, and she became concerned over that. The computer that we were looking at the time that came from Mr. Beese visited the home site of the Al-Qassam brigades, which are the military wing of the Hamas, which has been designated a foreign terrorist organization by the United States government.
Okay.
Detonation with electricity was the search term that he put in. Helium hydroxide versus ammonia, searches like this were found. He researched and searched several different things regarding how to purchase weapons, including an AR-15. Exploiting the gun show loophole or not was the search. He searched 5 firearms without a background check at gun show. Kristen Sparks, along with a young white male, were at the Sparks residence firing an AK-style rifle, or practicing and firing and moving tactically around the residence.
As far as you know at this point, up to that time, he could have purchased a weapon legally. He had nothing in his background as far as criminal record or anything.
I understand that firearms laws, he could purchase a rifle legally, but because he was under the age of 21, he would not be able to purchase a handgun now.
The crime was he broke into a vehicle on the property belonging to Kristen Sparks' father.
Belonging to Stephen Sparks, yes.
And the gun was in the trunk of this car.
There were 5 guns.
Right.
In the trunk of
I meant the one that you could see in that AK-47.
Oh, we recovered the rest at his residence.
Right.
I'm really happy I can still shoot well and everything works. It's relaxing knowing I can shoot. I can make that shot with ease, so a longer shot should not be too hard. Yeah, two shots a second. I can pull the trigger accurately at that speed and keep it constant until the mag runs out.
Now, Mr. Beese discussed potentially this location's suitability as a sniper's nest. He also mentioned that he could lock down everything from the square to 14th.
Yes, sir.
Where is 14th located?
14th would be located, looking for a picture here, for the graphic. 14th is going to be up here. We can see from the picture here, we can see the water tower, which gets over to the Jewish temple, the square, major intersections, the judicial center parking, judges parking, all that stuff.
I said your request was that I give him a sentence that was tailored to his situation. That situation involves all of this stuff you asked me to disregard.
I wouldn't disregard that.
No, that's what you suggested I do in sentencing. If I
I
misunderstood that, I apologize. As to count 1 of the information which charges burglary of a conveyance with a firearm and charges actual possession of the firearm, you are adjudicated guilty. You'll be sentenced to 15 years in the Department of Corrections. As to the offense charged in count 7, which as it's written is solicitation to commit burglary of a conveyance while armed, a second-degree felony. You're adjudicated guilty. You'll be sentenced to 15 years in the Department of Corrections. It'll be concurrent with the sentences imposed for count 1, count 3, count 4, and count 5. Followed by a term of probation for life. He will not own or possess a passport. He will not own or possess firearms, ammunition, or any other weapons, which would include an antique firearm if he were to come into contact with such. It's going to be fingerprinted today and a DNA sample collected.
The subject had espoused ideals of committing an act of terrorism here within the community by climbing on top of a 7th-floor building with an AK-47 rifle, which he had stolen, and potentially using that on the local citizens, traveling overseas, joining ISIS or ISIL, or potentially traveling overseas and joining a terrorist group overseas, and performing acts of violence against the citizens of Israel.
We don't know ultimately what his plan was. I think the investigation uncovered that there may have been several different things he had planned. Obviously, he was stopped by law enforcement before he put any of those into action. Any number of things I think can be suggested from the evidence, whether he intended to commit a shooting off of the building next door. He did research Jewish schools in the area. He researched temples. He also discussed with his girlfriend extensively how he planned to travel to Israel, infiltrate a settler community, and perhaps take up acts of violence there against Israeli soldiers.
That we were able to disrupt this through the effective cooperation of the partners just who are standing here at the table. And the community should be proud of the State Attorney King and Sheriff Wood for their outstanding work. That's
Sir,
where
if I could ask again though, but this
We're-
is Ocala.
We're
You
done.
just don't
We're
expect
good.
that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.